To begin with, my name is Mike Watson. You saw me here on the 13th. For those of you who were here on the 13th, who was here on the 13th? Outstanding. I am a participating member in the Richfield Citizens for Responsible Government group, and from us, in behalf of our candidates, we thank you for having an interest in our community and taking the time to be here tonight. We'd like to get started with a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so getting us off started here, the first order of business is to give you an idea of what the agenda is tonight. And the first is the introduction, and I'm doing that now. That'll be followed by a sewer and water recap, which is, for the most part, just a brief summary of what we discussed on the 13th with a couple of additional new pieces of information. Following that, we'll have a brief budget and taxes recap, which is mostly from the 13th, but it's a brief subset of that. Then we're going to go into the candidate introduction to explain to you in a few minutes why they're running and a little bit about themselves. We're going to follow that with questions from you for the candidates and of course their answers. Then we'll close with a call to action and some closing comments. For the questions and answers, they will be addressed one at a time by the candidates, and hopefully everybody here has a couple of cards and a survey. Does anyone not have that? That's a good start. The sequence for the questions and answers will go like this, and this will tie into your cards that you're going to fill out with questions. First, it'll be candidate-specific answers, and then it'll be general candidate answers. And let me explain the difference. When you fill out your card, we're going to ask that on the top line of your card, you place the name of one of the candidates if you would like the candidate to specifically answer your question. So you'd put either Reed, Gill, or Jerome on the first line of the card. If you're comfortable that your question get answered by any one of the candidates, then don't put a name there at all. Towards the end of the introductions on the candidates, we will collect the cards, we'll sort them into the groups, and then we'll place them up here for the candidates to address. To be a little more specific so you understand how that flows, the answers will be provided first by Reed for a specific question to him, followed by Gill for a specific question to him, and followed by Jerome for a specific question to him, followed by Reed with an answer to a question that was not directed at a specific candidate, then followed by Reed again for a specific answer to a question for him, Gill for a specific question for him, Jerome for a specific question to him, and then it will go to Gill for answering a general question. And that sequence will continue until we have gone through either all of the questions that you have or we run out of time. And we're generally planning on allowing up to about 45 minutes for your questions to be addressed by candidates. The candidates, by the way, don't have any idea what I'm going to be saying tonight, nor do we have any idea what they're saying. We've been completely divorced in this, so it'll be enlightening for us as well as it will be for you. First, who is RCRG and why did we form? First, we're a political action committee, and we formed probably about 3 years ago. And it came as a result of people just sharing their experiences with the board and their frustrations. Each of the people in the group had different experiences and different causes for their frustration. Most of the issues that people have provided to us are already on our website. It's not a question that we all agree on all of the issues. We don't. But we did take everybody's issue and we tried to be respectful and sensitive to their concerns and they pretty much identified exactly what they wanted to say about that. After we spent some time working together and complaining about our issues and concerns, we eventually came to a common theme of what we think is wrong with our current board. Obviously, we're here and we're doing our efforts tonight because we think there's some problems there. Specifically, as we went through this, we encountered, as we would describe it to you, a common thread to the issues, which was arrogance, dismissiveness, condescending, and intimidation. We think that that's not the way that our board ought to operate. We don't think any board should operate that way. The members of our board are elected to serve and represent every member of the community. And if there are a variety of people who feel that they are not being listened to, understood, respected, and supported, then there's a problem. And that's why we're here, that's why we formed, and to some degree, that's why many of you are here tonight. We have had numerous conversations with the board about things that we were concerned and dissatisfied with. Unfortunately, from our perspective, those issues were never properly identified or resolved by the board. So we have no choice except to try and find different people to replace them on our board. We wish that weren't the case, but it is. I'd like to talk about the key assets in the village of Richfield. And just like a company or any other organization, at the end of the day, the key assets are always its people. There are several organizations in Richfield, we're not going to mention all of them here tonight because it's a long list, but we will mention some that deserve some special recognition for the things that they have contributed to our community. The Historical Society, the park. If you haven't been to see the historical park, oh my goodness, you have to go there. I didn't even know it existed until I got involved with this group and became to understand some of the things going on in Richfield. It's amazing what they have done. The park, the restoration of the grist mill, extensive list of people who have tirelessly contributed time and money to address their concerns. The Richfield Volunteer Fire Department, often not referenced to, but these people put their lives on the line for all of us each and every day. They also do other things that are important, fundraising efforts through Richfield Days, and are diligently working on reconstruction and remodeling plans. The Lions, scholarships to our community. I know they volunteer for traffic control at the Richfield Grade School Spaghetti Party. The Richfield Lionesses, their contribution to the community through scholarships, the Parade Committee, Christmas in Richfield, and the fashion show, which is coming up shortly. And the Richfield Youth Program, which supports and makes it possible for our Little League and soccer leagues, enabling all of our children the opportunity to be on a team and experience what it's like to be on a team, preparing them for adulthood when we all end up on teams in one form or another and learning what it's like to be on a team. Please join me in appreciating all of the things that these organizations have done for our community. Richfield Citizens for Responsible Government, or RCRG, is not on that list. Maybe we'll be there one day. We hope that some of you will think of us that way. We too have strived to provide a service to the community. In general, we're a watchdog for things that go on in our community, and we report those things to you when we see something that we think is going wrong. We don't spend a lot of time reporting what we think is going right, which is an extensive list. We focus on the things that are going wrong that we think need to be addressed. Like other organizations, we spend a significant amount of time and money putting things together. We probably have spent somewhere in the vicinity of $5,000 this year, most of that out of our own pockets, plus all of the time to do the research and provide this information to you tonight. A contribution bucket, actually one for each side, will be passed around the room, and we hope that you will consider making a contribution to it especially if you think that you've heard some information that's of value tonight or on March 13th. Larry, would you get those started, please? Thank you. We would also appreciate if you would consider participating in the group. We do have periodic group meetings. They occur most often just before an election, at least for a few months before the election, and we do a lot of work, and your help would be greatly appreciated, as well as your insight.